WWE has filed for a new trademark, and it's the new moniker and nickname for Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman will now be known and referred to as the Oracle. That's right, you heard me correctly. Rollins referred to Heyman as his Oracle this past Monday on Raw. And 24 hours later, hot damn shabam, trademark initiated. So Paul Heyman went from advocate to wise man to Oracle. For those that don't know what the fucking Oracle even is, I hear ya. So here's the exact definition. A priest or priestess acting as a medium through whom advice or prophecy was sought from the gods in classical antiquity. What? So Heyman's a priest and Rollins is God? Is that what I'm gathering? Oracle. Paul Heyman is an oracle! Oracle sounds like a type of dolphin or a brand of toothpaste. You can't go from wise man to an oracle. And I don't want to hear Seth Rollins talking about his oracle. It just sounds wrong. Now, let's be honest. This faction just keeps getting worse. They have no group name. No new music. Heyman is an oracle. Breaker and Bronson dressed like bouncers at a dive bar. And Rollins' shtick is about as entertaining as watching an Eva Marie vs. Doudrop match. That's right. I said it. Let's be real. This group sucks. The booking of this group sucks. Heyman looks so out of place. If we're being real, Heyman or the Oracle and Rollins have zero chemistry together. They don't click. They don't mesh. It doesn't work. Rollins doesn't even need a mouthpiece. Heyman has to be with somebody like a Brock Lesnar or a Roman Reigns. The reason the Punk thing worked at all was not just the history that they have, but there's a chemistry at least between Punk and Heyman. You can't recreate that with Rollins because there's just zero history. There's zero chemistry. So then you could say, well, forget the faction then with Rollins. You could have just put Heyman with Breaker or Bronson. But that's just redoing, that's just history repeating itself when it shouldn't be doing such. That's just about as good as Heyman with Curtis Axel. Yeah, we didn't forget about that. We'd probably like to. I like Curtis Axel. His time got cut way too short, and I still believe he was never eliminated from his last Royal Rumble, and I stand by that, damn it. But putting Bronson with Heyman or Breaker with Heyman, you're just redoing the Curtis Axel with Heyman. And those type of dudes where you're hoping that you can take a mid-carder and make him a main eventer. Heyman is past that. Heyman is next level. You only put Heyman with the top-tier main event talent already established. It's just the way that it is. The days of attaching Paul Heyman to some mid-carder in hopes that Heyman can thrust and catapult that individual to superstar status and into the main event scene and beyond, those days are done because the booking sucks in WWE today. And even if a talent should be in the main event scene because they possess all the qualities, they have everything it takes, they check off every box, even the crowd is behind them, like an LA Knight. This company doesn't know what to do with them. If you're Paul Heyman, you wouldn't want your name attached to that. So those days have to be done because now what you're doing is you're lessening the value. You're devaluing Paul Heyman. You're taking away the mystique and the magic that makes Paul Heyman special. Now Paul Heyman is out there with this weird-ass group. They all look like a band of misfits. Everybody's singing for the first couple of minutes. Then, oh, should we boo now? Paul Heyman over on the side as Seth takes the whole promo over, and Paul Heyman is just standing there every single week, and the look on his face tells it all. What am I even doing here? Is this where we're at now? I'm just collecting the paycheck? And now he's an oracle. So no, many fans do not want to see Paul Heyman devalued for this dumbass geek squad of a group, where clearly there was no thought put into this from the jump. The latest reports we're getting is that Rollins could be getting a new theme soon, and that the group could be getting a group name soon. Well, man, what a concept. After just a few months after forming, we're finally going to make it seem like they're a real, actual entity, a real group. What a concept. Could you imagine McDonald's coming out with a new sandwich, but they don't have a name yet? You just got to go there and you just get, can I get the new sandwich? And McDonald's puts out a statement a couple months later, in just 3 more months, we're going to have a name for the new sandwich. Keep with us, guys. Just keep asking for the new sandwich. You're good. You're going to see that new movie this Friday at the theater, right? It doesn't have a name. Production has said in a couple of months they're going to give that movie a name. But for now, just tell the clerk, tell the person who's giving you the ticket, just say you want to see the new movie about the thing at the place over there. You wouldn't create something without a plan, without a direction, right? WWE would. They just put a bunch of individuals together, threw Paul Heyman with them, and wah! Everyone's gonna love it! What's there not to love? It's Breaker, it's Bronson, it's Rollins, it's Paul Heyman, it's like a bloodline. It's like an NWO. Are you ready? It's like a DX. No? What do you mean you're not feeling anything when these individuals come through the curtain? What do you mean they don't interest you? You're not captivated. You don't care about a damn thing they're doing. Oh, wait. I don't blame you. Nobody does. And now Paul Heyman, as if he doesn't look goofy enough out there with this band of misfits, now Paul Heyman is the Oracle. The Oracle, Paul Heyman. Then why even get rid of Curtis Axel? If this is Paul Heyman's shtick, just pair him up with Axel and hope for the best and finish the damn Royal Rumble. The Oracle, Paul Heyman. Just when you think this company cannot get any more retarded, they say, hold my coffee. And that brings us to Pat McAfee. Patthew McAfee wants out of WWE, or at least for the time being. We are currently in another one of those Pat McAfee hiatuses, right? There's a lot of those throughout the year for several reasons, because Pat McAfee has 100 other things that he's involved in. 16 hands and 21 cookie jars, do the Steiner math. So one of these things has to get Das Boot, and it's always WWE, clearly. And WWE is more than okay with being the side chick. Or the side chick. Whatever dates you can give us, Pat, you're the superstar. And WWE loves the superstars, right? And I'm talking about the stars outside of wrestling. The celebrities, right? Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque McMahon loves chumming it up with the celebs and the real athletes, right? The basketball players and the football players. Oh, he loves that. Michael Cole, the same thing. So any dates that Pat McAfee can give them, they'll take it. They'll move people aside. They'll kick them to the curb. Sorry, Corey, hit the bricks. Pat's coming in. But if you're being truthful, this Pat McAfee experiment has ran its course. Not a complete failure because it was good for the time being, right? When Pat came upon the scene and doing the commentary, most of us said, hey, that's pretty fun, man. Pat McAfee brings a fun and energy, a charisma to commentary and to the show. And the chemistry he has with Michael Cole, they're buddies and their little high school jokes at first. Okay, we can all laugh along. But after a while, it became apparent this shtick gets old pretty quick. And Pat McAfee was telling you, time after time, he was telling you on his show, the Pat McAfee Show, right there on ESPN, he's telling you he doesn't follow the product. So when he gets to the arena, one of the first things they have to do, Michael Cole has to really fill him in. New wrestlers that arrived, tell them their names, how to pronounce it, where they've been wrestling, what they do, what they're involved in. I mean, McAfee knows none of it. He doesn't even follow the product. But then what happened as weeks went on? You started to see that McAfee was either really not enjoying himself on comedy, like that was the last place he wanted to be was Monday Night Raw. I've been saying this for months on this channel during my Raw reviews. My veteran subscribers will tell, I've been saying this for months. McAfee looks like it's the last place he wants to be. He just looks zoned out. He looks absolutely tired beyond belief. It's the same shtick, the same jokes. And sure enough, when he comes out recently and tells us why he's on this hiatus, because he gave a statement within the last 24 hours on his show, and he said the reason that he's taking this time off is he's exhausted. And he went a little bit more in depth. He said, I have all these things. I have this business. I'm starting with 14 employees. I have a talk show 5 days a week. I got College Game Day, obviously, when that kicks up. I have all these things that I'm doing. A kid. And of course, Raw. One of them has to go. What do you think it's going to be? Of course, Raw. WWE is always treated like the side chick, especially when you have these celebrities and these so-called, quote, real athletes from the basketball world or the football world. And this company has always been more than ready, whether it's Vincent Kennedy McMahon or Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque McMahon. They're more than ready to kick to the curb their actual talent, whose dreams is to be in that ring or on that headset in this company. Their dream is to be in WWE. They've worked their asses off their entire lives, their careers, dedication, all of it. But they're more than happy and willing to kick them to the curb if they can get a celeb for a few dates. Corey Graves was told he's not famous enough to keep his Raw commentary job. And when Corey got upset, Corey was kicked into the doghouse. Literally punished. Sent down to NXT, which is the equivalent to obscurity. Subsequently, with this hiatus that Pat McAfee just went on, subsequently that unleashed the gate to that doghouse, and Corey Graves seems to be out of it for now. Until Pat comes back. But there's Corey to save the day because Corey actually follows the product. What a concept. Somebody who dedicates his time to this shit, understands it, watches it, comprehends it, works his ass off for it. But Pat, who's got all these other things, and when he gets to the arena, he's completely exhausted, tells you he doesn't follow the product, so you have to work double time just to fill him in on what he should already know because, I don't know, it's his job. But when I say this has ran its course, how much longer do you continue to stroke this dude off before you finally say, hey, we appreciate everything you gave to us and your time. We love that you're crushing it out there in the world with all your endeavors. But this isn't working for us. You can't just be coming in and out nonstop because all of your other endeavors are taking you away from your obligations here. Or it's getting you exhausted. Where I come from, that is not a reliability. That is a liability. And you never want to be a liability for those you're working for. That's why I say the Pat McAfee experiment had ran its course. We get it. He's a fun dude, charismatic, brings in energy, but it's not working. It's clear he doesn't want to be there. The shtick is old. You never want to see people get released or fired. And when Braun Strowman did, I was actually bummed for the dude. I was like, I like Braun. But it's sad when I immediately then thought, well, at least we never have to hear, oh, big son of a bitch. We don't have to hear that again. Thank goodness. Like Braun, I'm bummed for the dude. You never want to see him get released. But damn, we don't got to hear that. When Jason Yeaterman, Uso, comes out, just as annoying as the whole yeeting for 20 minutes and the stupid dancing with all the little kiddos, just as annoying is the same shtick and the same jokes that McAfee and Cole go through. When Cole screams, do you have your yeeting suit on, Michael? And Michael's like, yeah, I got my yeeting suit on, Pat. Come on, Cole, we're yeeting into the third row. We're yeeting into the night. And there's Pat on the commentary table, right? We all laugh and we giggle for months and months. When does it get old to you? That's all Pat has become. He shows up and he's just there to be loud and give you sound bites. There's no longer any substance to what Pat McAfee is giving you. So yeah, hot take, maybe, but I'll absolutely take Corey Graves over McAfee. Corey knows what he's talking about. Corey doesn't have to be coached. And trust me, I don't even agree with 50% of what comes out of Graves' mouth, but I know that the dude has busted his ass, knows what he's talking about, is going to be there when called upon. McAfee is so quick to just be like, I'm going to take several weeks off. This seems like the right time between Money in the Bank, King of the Ring. I ain't got to deal with the Saudi thing. I'm just going to peace out. Dude showing up exhausted. What more do you need? What more evidence? The guy is telling you, I had to take weeks off because I'm exhausted. One of these things has to go, and it's WWE. At what point are you just done being second fiddle, man? At what point you finish being the side chick? That's the problem. These celebrities, these athletes, these, quote, famous people that Corey was told is going to get his position, they come in, they get whatever they want, they do whatever they want, they take the spots and positions of anybody they want, and then they just take off because they're too big for this. Thanks, Pat, but no thanks. You're exhausted. You don't follow the product anyway. All the best on your future endeavors. We'll be supporting. When I'm in the office studio, even if I can't really listen and pay attention, I'll always put on Pat's show on ESPN just to give him the viewership and all the ads that are ran on ESPN. That's a supporter. So I support McAfee. So because I support McAfee, I also got to be truthful. Him and WWE, I think it ran its course, but I have the solution because I believe he still loves the shit in a big way. Just not in a following way, and I don't blame him because Raw is so bad. SmackDown not much better at all, if not worse at times. Can't believe I'm saying that because Raw is so bad. But the product is so bad, I cannot blame McAfee for not following it. So I have a solution. Every pay-per-view, PLE. Once a month or once every other month, McAfee comes out to do commentary, make it a 3-man booth. There you go. There's your solution. You get to see McAfee, but he's not exhausted because it's once a month, maybe once every couple of months. He's not exhausted. He's fresh. Maybe he's got some new lines, a new shtick. People that really love McAfee's energy, you get that, right? There you go. There's your solution. But week to week, you can't do this. What happens when College Game Day kicks off, guys, and he's gone for another couple months, and then he comes back for a few weeks, but then he goes back for another month, and then he comes back? Why? Who's it benefiting? The dude's exhausted, doesn't want to be there, doesn't follow this. You're not getting the best commentary imaginable. The company always has to play hopscotch around his schedule. Nobody's winning. I like what I'm proposing. Have McAfee come in for the PLEs, but stay out of the Raw commentary. Corey will take it for now until somebody else will come along. But Corey has more than earned his spot on that commentary table after putting up with NXT for months. And that will take us right up to our allotted time that our schedule permits. So until next time, and there will be that next time, Amped Up Thursday, 6/26/25. That's a wrap. It's in the books. My Amplified unit. Salute! Check ya!